excited you're viewing our library orientation. Did you see Mrs. Martin helping those students at the circulation desk? We are here to help you find library materials. Dawson Library is open Monday 8 to 3, Tuesday 8 to 3, Wednesday 9 to 3, Thursday 8 to 3, and Friday 8 to 3. You may check out 2 books for a 2-week checkout. You may check out 3 titles from the Overdrive Electronic Collection for a 2-week period. Please remember to take a browsing stick located on the circulation desk in the orange container into the book stacks when searching for a book. The stick will hold the place of the book on the shelf while you review the book to check out. The first book stacks are the fiction picture books, or E classified books. These books are shelved in alphabetical order using the author's last name. Next in the cart, you will find E-classified books in paperback format. These books are shelved in alphabetical order using the author's last name. The following area on the left side of the Dawson Library contains fiction chapter books. These books are classified as F, and they are shelved in alphabetical order using the author's last name. The fiction chapter book section crosses over the right side of the library. These factual books are shelved using the Dewey Decimal Classification System. The nonfiction book is given a number on the book's spine and placed on the shelf with the books with the similar topics. The Dewey Decimal Classification 000099 is general knowledge books, 100 to 199 psychology and philosophy books. The range of 200 to 299 is religion and mythology. 300 to 399 is social sciences and folklore. 400 to 499 is languages and grammar. 500 to 599 is math and science. 600 to 699 is medicine and technology. The range 700 to 799 will give you information in arts and entertainment. 800 to 899 will be literature. 900 to 999 will be history and geography. Biographies follow the nonfiction book stacks. Biographies are classified with the letter B. Biographies have the letter B on the book spine, followed by the first 3 letters of the subject's last name. 2 special sections follow biographies. The first is holiday books, and the second is Spanish-only books. The reference books are next to the circulation desk. Magazines are shelved on the end caps of the fiction book stacks. Bilingual books are found in fiction and nonfiction book stacks. Look for the bilingual sticker on the book spines. Next, we will look at 2 library instructional guides on how to search the Alexandria catalog and how to use the Dawson Library online resources. Let's learn how to search your library catalog. The first thing you want to do when you come to the Alexandria search screen is double-click the magnifying glass icon, and that'll redirect you into Alexandria Researcher. And notice up here it has a login button. It's always good to log in because that allows you to put a hold on books and also to maintain a list that you're keeping of maybe books that you want to check out in the future. So that'll hold your list for you. So you put in your username, that's your first and last name, and your password is your student lunch number, and then you click login. And if you notice, then my name popped up. So I know that I am logged in. We're going to do our first search by author. So I love books by Ted Arnold, so I'm going to do a search for Ted Arnold. But instead of putting his first name, last name, when you're doing a library search, you put the last name, and I'm going to type in Arnold, and I'm not going to capitalize his first letter of his last name because it's not case sensitive, so you don't have to worry about that. One less thing to worry about when you're searching for a good book. And press enter, and that brings up everything that's in both our physical, our Dawson Library collection, and our Overdrive collection that is written by Ted Arnold. So I could go down and search for titles. If I do a search by title, Fly Guy, then it's going to bring up all the Fly Guy titles that's available for me to check out at the Dawson Library. If I type in just Fly, will it bring me up all the Fly Guy titles? Yes, it does, but it brings up other titles. Any title that has the word fly in it will come up. And if you notice the format next to the cover of the book, it has the author. So, and in the section that you can find it, so E tells us it's a picture book. BUN is the first three letters of the author's last name. The title of the book. Here's the author's full name, Eve Bunting. Notice that they put the last name before the first name. And then it has an additional author. It tells the format of the book. If it's a book, it would be a hardback book. If it's paperback, it's a paperback book. If it's an electronic resource, it's an Overdrive book. And then the copyright date of the book. And now I'm going to do a new search. And I'm going to search by series. So Goosebumps is a popular series here at Dawson Library. So I press Goosebumps, and it brings up the series Goosebumps and all the titles that's in the Goosebumps series. So I could look down and find a good book to read. Another popular title in the series is Dork Diaries. So I'm going to type that in. And I see this is a book format, paperback. I'm going to look down until I find an electronic one. Because in the electronic collection, I can check out 3 books, and I know I only have 2. I have 2 copies already from Dawson Library, so I won't be able to check out a book from the Dawson Library, but I could have room for one more in the digital. So if I click digital title, it'll redirect me to the Overdrive library. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to type Dork Diaries. And then I want to see everything. It brought one up, but I want to see everything out there. I want to pick. There we go. And remember, if I click on the cover of the book, that redirects me to just a page that focuses just on that book where I can read a summary, and we can always go to the sample to find out more information. It tells me there's 2 available. It's a 4.6 interest level, 4 to 8. So if I want to borrow it, I just click the borrow button, go to checkouts, and there I have the book waiting for me when I get back to class to open up and read on my iPad. I simply sign in to Overdrive, And I have a new book waiting for me on Overdrive. Pretty cool. So I'm going to click back off of that and go back into Alexandria, where we're going to look at another search. This time we're going to search by subject. So I know that I have a research report on the country of Turkey, so I'm going to type in Turkey. And when I do that, I notice I got a book about Turkey, but I got a turkey for Thanksgiving, turkey pox, turkeys together. Wow, all these titles I'm going to have to look through to see if I can find a book on Turkey. But then there's an easier way to do that. I simply go from simple search to advanced search, where I can type in my keyword Turkey, and then I type in country, so it only focuses on the country of Turkey, and I click search. Oh, much better. So there are now just 2 books showing up. One's an ebook, and I'm not looking for an ebook, I'm looking for a physical book. So I'm going to click on details. So 956.1 DON tells me the call number and where the book lives on the shelf in the Dawson nonfiction area. Turkey tells me the title of the book. Madeline Donaldson tells me the author, DON. Here's a summary, provides an introduction to the history, geography, people, culture, cuisine, and landmarks of Turkey. And then it tells me the publisher, the series, and how 48 pages long, and it has maps inside. Oh, it gives me the citation. Oh, I need that information to put on my resource at the end of my report. I'm going to jot that down. Tells me the subject areas. It's at 3.1. I'm going to see if there's a copy that I could check out. I click show copy information. Again, it gives me the call number so I know where to locate it inside the library. 956.1 DON, and it tells me it's available, but I have 2 books already, so I'm not going to be able to take it with me today, but I can place a hold on it. So I click the place the hold button. Up comes my library number and my name. Yes, that's me. And then it says copy with barcode 56863 of Turkey is available and will be held for you until February 24th. Okay, so that means they're going to hold it for me. So tomorrow I will bring back one of my books and I will check it in and check out the book on Turkey to do my research report. So now I'm going to go back to new search and study program. What does that do for me? Study program, if you click on accelerated reader, and you're here at the library looking for books to earn points for accelerated reader grade, then you can key in, your teacher has told you to not read below a 5.5, key that information in, and it cannot be over a 6.9, so I key that information in. You have the option to put in the interest level, lower grade, middle grade, upper grade, but it doesn't necessarily have to have that. So that one doesn't need to be filled in. And then the keywords, I'm going to go ahead and type Turkey in case I can find another book on Turkey. So I'm going to hit search. Oh, it brought up one book. So I'm going to look at the details. I'm going to go down to the reading level, 6.5. Yes, I could read that one. And I look, and it's a B, so it's a biography, and a biography of the author's mother, concentrating on her childhood in Turkey, before the Turkish government deported its Armenian population. That would give me a hands-on history of Turkey. That would be really great. And it's earned some wonderful reviews, so that means it's good. And look at this award, Newbery Honor Book and Boston Globe Horn Book Award. Wow, this is going to be a great one, so I want to put this one on hold too. So I place a hold And there's my second hold. It's got my library card number and my name, and tells me it's going to be on hold till February 24th. So that means tomorrow I'm going to return both of my books so that I can get the 2 new books that they have on hold for me. Now I want to show you some other ways that you can find good books inside the library. Most popular, this button will show you all the books that have been checked out the most frequently at Dawson Library, so you can kind of scroll down and see if there's a title that your fellow students have read that you might want to read. So this is a good way to find a new read. What's New is also a good option. It has all the new books that we've gotten in at the library, and you can write down the information so that when they get on the shelf, you'll be ready to pounce on them first or check them out first. If it has in processing, that means that it's still not ready to be put on the shelf, but you can always jot down the information. And the third way to find a good book is the award winners. These are books that have been selected and have won awards, so that tells you right there that they're good reads and you won't be wasting your time to take the time to read them. So we have that option too. So those are the 3 ways to find new reads in the library. I wanted to point one more thing out before I leave you, and that's this help button. If you're looking for books and you're at home or in your classroom and you come up with questions about how to search, a simple search, advanced, or study program, or how to use Explore, they have this ready for you to click on and assist you. And remember that you can always come to Mrs. Martin or myself, and we'll also answer your questions. That's what we're here for, is to connect you with a book of your, either what you want to read or that you need to read for a project in school. So this is also available. So I'll take you back out of there, and I hope you will search for a book online, and I thank you for your time. Hi, I'd like to show you how to get on to Researcher, Alexander Researcher from home. And here you can go on to Tumble Books, you could go on to Overdrive. All you need to do is to key in your school. So if you're a Dawson student, you would type in D for Dawson, elementary, E, school.chusd.org. And that will take you to the first search would be Neil Dawson Elementary School homepage. Or if you're a Sunset student, it would be just sunsetelementaryschool.Kalinga Huron Unified School District.org, and that will bring you to the Sunset Elementary homepage. Click on the homepage, and that'll redirect you to the homepage of Sunset, and on there we want to go down to the block that says Kalinga Elementary Library and click on Alexandria, and that'll redirect you into Alexander Researcher. We'll double click, and under Explore we have some buttons. If you click on My Fresno County Office Portal, and since we went in on Sunset, we're going to use Sunset's name. If you go in under Dawson, you would type Dawson here, but we're going to type in Sunset, and I'm going to type in student, and then simply log in. And under the user menu, I'm going to select My Resources. And this brings up 2 free resources that we can use in our classroom or from home. The first one is Tumble Books. And this is a free resource to books that you can read. And it has new books that they put in each month. So that's free for you, and you just simply scroll through. Here's the new books for February, and you can select the one that you want to read. Or you can search read-alongs, which are a little longer chapter books. Look at there, Nancy Drew. Awesome. Nonfiction books, if you're looking for a book maybe to do a research report. And then it brings up all the books that you can read on Tumble Books. There's also videos, language learning books, playlist, puzzles and games. If you go up to the Tumble search and you click on the magnifying glass with the plus sign, it gives you different ways that you can search. You can search by title, by author, by subject. If you speak Spanish and you want to only look at books in Spanish, you have that option here. You just click on Spanish and go. Tumble Time books, genre, if you're looking for a certain genre. And here we use this one. It's the accelerated reader. So if you click on here, it gives you the range. So if I read a 5.5 to a 5.9 range, I click here, click go, and it brings me up to books that's in that reading level. So here's the reading level. And if I want accelerated reader info, I just click here. And it tells me it's a 5.5. It tells me it's going to be worth 0.5 points. There's 807 words. The interest level is lower grade, and here's the quiz number. So all I have to write down is the quiz number, and then when I go to the computer lab, I'll have that information, and I can take a quiz on the book. If I look down here, and I find a cool book that I want to read, this one looks good, so I'm going to read it online. I simply click. There's book reports, there's quizzes that you can take to practice your reading skills. Oh, this puts me in the mood to
read. Dinosaurs roar, butterflies soar.
If I want to pause the book, I just click on the pause button. If I want to read the book myself, I turn off the sound, I put it on manual, and then I can restart the book and I will be the reader. So then when I page forward, I click here. To page back, I click here. And I simply come off the book. There's no returning. It doesn't work like Overdrive. I can select as many books as I would like. So that's one option. And you can earn AR points. That's really cool. So now I'm going to click off Tumble Books. I'm going to go back in. I think I went out too far. And I'm going to go into Discovery Education. And remember when I came around to your room, we did the video, the Getting Started video. That's always there for you to play again if you have any questions. And I like to use this because it gives good background information. So if I'm starting to do a research report and I kind of want to get some background information so I know which way I want to direct my resources, this is a good way because it has videos, it has facts that you can look at to kind of help you understand what you're going to research. So in this case, I'm going to type in caribou. I'm going to click search. And it brings up images, video segments. It has facts. It'll go down and it'll give facts also. It tells the grade level that the video or the pictures are geared towards, so that's a good thing. It gives you a little summary of what you can expect. So on this video segment, grade K. Ooh, this covers all our students. So if I click on here, and it opens right up, and stream.
Over the past few months, we have released several episodes that were filmed in Haines, Alaska, at Steve Crochel's Wildlife Sanctuary. I had the chance to splash around in a river with a mink, got a GoPro camera incredibly close to a weasel, palled around with a baby red fox, and even went face-to-face with a wolverine. We had pretty much finished filming when Steve asked if we wanted to meet an orphaned baby reindeer. The answer was obvious, as we simply couldn't pass up.
Pause it. I could enlarge a screen if I wanted it full screen. So there's all kinds of options. So this is a wonderful resource too. Your teachers may have used this in your classroom. So I'm going to click out of Discovery and I'm going to look at Overdrive. This Overdrive button will take you directly to Overdrive from home, so you can lay in bed in your pajamas and select a book. And if it's your own device and you've saved your password, you won't have to sign in. But if it does come to the sign in screen, remember that you just enter in your school web address, email address, not web address, and then your lunch number. And then you can read books. Remember that this format is reading. Then they have Read With Us books. They have books that will read to you. And you are allowed to check out 3 books. And you can always click your account. And that will tell how many that you have. The hold button will tell you if you have any books on hold. This is any list that you create. Any history or notes as you're reading that you want to take can be clicked on and reviewed here. Under the date that you checked it out, this shows all the books that I have checked out and read. And then over here in the search, you can search by subject. You can search by collection. And here's the elementary school nonfiction if you want to condense your search, or elementary school fiction. Levels, you can do it by levels too, just like we did in Tumble Books. And you can also click on search here and bring up a book. So if I wanted to find out if there was any books, let's see. Let's see if there's any more Olivia books, because I like Olivia. So I can search, and it'll bring up all the Olivia books. And again, it has the advanced search, like we used in Alexandria search. So if I wanted to do search by only certain formats, maybe I want to look for books in that title that's only readable, or Kindle book, or Overdrive Listen. This would be where I could put in that request or that search filter. If I wanted just book award books, or publishers, if I only like a certain publisher. Subjects. So this will give you that option. And remember, if you had a book on hold and it's your turn to check it out, your little number will appear in either red or blue up here, and that means you have 3 days to click it to go ahead and download it. Not download, but open it up in your browser to read. So that's available for you. So on Saturday morning, after you've read your 2 books that you've checked out from Dawson Library, you can grab your device and you can open up Overdrive from home, and you can select a title to read or even to listen to, all in the comfort of your own home, in your own bed, in your own pajamas, without moving. So this is a wonderful resource that the school district has purchased for you. So I'm going to click that back out. I want to remind you that there's the school library website overview that you can click on, and you can listen to this with your parents, or you can refresh your memory. It'll give you some information on how Overdrive works. This will give you information. You can click on it and listen to it at home too, and it'll give you information on how to open up an Overdrive book and to read it. You can download books. It gives you that option. So if it's your own device and you're at home, you can go ahead and download it. And that way, if you're going on a trip, you can download your book at home where you have internet, and then you will be able to read it in your car on the way to your journey. And then there's this help button that I have if you want to contact me if you're having a problem with your password or you have a question on how something works. You can always click onto that and give me the information and your problem, and it goes to my email, and I'll be able to answer your question. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you use these tools because they're free and awesome, and it'll help build you into a good reader. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sam, and I'm doing a research report on caribou. I used a book titled Caribou for my research information. I read the book and put the author's information into my own words. I added a reference page to my research report where I cited my source, author's last name, first name, name and title of the book, book publisher, and the year it was published. I must use the information ethically to avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism is taking the work another person has done and then claiming it as your own work. I'm so excited Sam is using information ethically. Sam is following copyright law. Copyright is a legal protection to creators of original work. Students can show information from a source 3 ways. They can quote the information, use the exact words, and enclose the quote within the double quotation marks. For our longer quote, they should be separated from the text and indented from the left margin. If indented, you need not use double quotation marks. 2. Fair paraphrase. You read the information and then put the author's meaning into your own words. 3. Summarizing. You write a short description in your own words. Credit needs to be given when you use someone's work. Website, books, plays, music, songs, images, film or video, databases, magazine, newspaper, online journal, articles. You must cite the source when you use the information to give credit to the source. Citation generators can help create citations. Son of citation machine. Noodle tools. Easy Pen. Questions? Ask Mrs. Sisneroz. Thank you. My references.
Created using Powtoon.
Welcome, 00 student. Execute retinal scan. Access granted. Hey students, your mission today is to use REAL to evaluate a website. Read the URL, examine the site's content history, ask about the author publisher, and look at the link. R stands for Read the URL, which means Universal Resource Locator. URL equals clues. The URL domain provides clues about the company, agency, or organization providing the information. Can they be trusted? Domains that are typically reliable are .edu, .gov, .org. Domain extensions that may not be as reliable are .com, commercial sites. .net, internet service providers. A tilde symbol, or the words members, users, or blogspot might be a personal site, and you might see some value. Examine the site's content and history. Who is the author and publisher? When was the last update? Is the information reliable? Can you confirm information? How did you find this site? It tells us to ask about the publisher or the author. When in doubt, search their name out. L stands for look at the links. Clues. Check for links to see who the website is linked to and are they credible. You can try the backlinks link by typing a link, and the website name to the search engine. Take the time, evaluate, and validate the source of information. Remember, the school community is counting on you, and so is Mrs. Sisneroz.
Created using Powtoon.
I want to share some tips when you're doing a Google search. Some will save you time, some will reduce the amount of results that you get, which again will save you time. And I want to point out that Google search engines are not case sensitive. So you don't have to worry about, oh, is that a capital or not? Just put your information in and it's very forgiving. The first tip I want to show you is the autocomplete feature, which will save you time typing. So, and also if you go to that site quite often, it'll put it at the top of the drop-down list, so that saves you even more time. Something that we are always using, and we go to find our library webpage, is the Dawson Elementary or Sunset Elementary homepage. So if I go D, E, and then see how it already picked up, and it has my DESCHSD.org. So it's already going to take me to the home page, and I didn't even have to type it all. So that's pretty cool. Another new feature that I found, or tool to use in searching, because we look at so many images to go with our research reports. If, for example, Mrs. Bowles, we're working on our California 49er gold reports, and she wants me to find a image of a 49er. I'm going to type in 49ers, And before I click on images, remember to go over to the settings, click on advanced search, and I want to go down here to the usage right, and I want to change that, and I want to have it be free to use, share or modify even commercially, because I do want to follow the copyright law. So I want to, our fair use law, so I'm going to click on there. Here's my 49ers, click advanced search, and now I'm going to go to images, and it'll show me all the images that I'm allowed to use. And when I get to this page, I see there's a mix of the football team 49ers, and then, oh, here's the guys that fit better. And I notice that they are mostly in black and white. So if I come up here to color, and I change it to show only black and white photos, there, that reduces the search results even more, and then I can pick up my 49er picture for Mrs. Wool's report. So that's a pretty cool tool that we can use. Another cool search tool that you can use, I'm going to go back to all here, is to use Boolean operators. And they help us by adding our reducing search results by using and, or, are not, and we must make these and, or, are not all uppercase letters in order for them to work. So the first one I'll show you is frog. If I'm doing a report on frogs and dogs, if I just go frogs, dogs, I have frogs, I have toads, I have different things. Some may have frogs but not dogs. But if I change my search and I use the A and D, it's going to bring me up only search results that have both the frogs and the dogs. So that's a pretty cool tool to use. And again, if you use or, search will give results with pages mentioning frogs and dogs or both. And if I use not, it will give me results showing frogs that do not mention dogs. So that's a pretty cool tool to help reduce time. The last one I'm going to share with you to save time by not using stop words. And stop words are ignored by the search engine when indexing the words on a page. These are words like a, and, is, on, of, the, was, and with. So for the example I want to show you, if I'm looking for a how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, instead of typing in how, we'll go ahead and we'll do the whole search. How to make a peanut butter, and I could just come down here and use my tool I just told you about. It brings me up how to make a basic peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But if I want to leave out the stop words and just type make peanut butter jelly, and look, I can use my drop down tool. Brings me up the same results. So these were just a few tips I wanted to show you, and I'll be bringing you more and sharing more with you to help reduce the time and the results of your Google search. Thank you.
Mrs. Sisneroz, and my lovely granddaughter, Katie. I want to take the time to thank you for watching. I am so happy to be your teacher librarian. I'm here to help you and answer your questions, find the books and resources that you need. So always come and ask. And if we don't have time during your scheduled visit, I'll make the notes and I'll come and find you. Please ask. As a resource queen, I'm adding new resources all the time. I'm trying to fill our kingdom with everything that we need. I'm always here to help, so please come to the library, let your teacher know, come and ask for help. That's what we're here for. Thank you.
Free